Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2, gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 2, gang, y'all, let's get it. Like, just subscribe, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. Man, that jump was crazy, man. I'm saying, watch I turn this 45 to 90. I said, man, that's crazy, man. I said, man, go ahead, man, do your thing there, man. So I just left him in there. Let him get his stuff together. You know, he getting his property. He got to put stuff up. He got to get his stuff together. But what I do know is this, from being on Sussex 2 as long as I've been on, man, like, for him to have that many honey buns, like, he got to be locked in some type of way with the property people. I'm telling you, man, a Stowbox worst nightmare is to go to the hole. And I'm saying that because they got to pack your stuff. And if you got too much stuff, usually the property people will take your stuff. Now, if you got receipts that you've been buying honey buns for eternity, then maybe that's how he got away. I don't know. I don't know how he pulled this off, but all I know is I left him to go get his stuff together, man. I came down the stairs. When I came down the stairs, I went to stand at the table with my homeboys, and I'm talking to them. So I'm like, yo, man. I was like, yo, this joke crazy, man. I was like, man, this is my word, man. I said, man, Unc got about probably about 50 honey buns in his box. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, bro. Like, man, he loaded with honey buns, man. I said, man, that joke crazy, man. He said he only went to the hole for 2 weeks because somebody rolled him out the block in one building. I'm like, man, that's crazy. I was like, man, that's crazy. I was like, man, that man got mega honey buns, bro. My homeboy was like, man, I'm about to try to see if he Stowbox me some honey buns. We go to the store next Tuesday. It was already like Thursday, you know what I mean? So I'm like, man, he might gotta holler. You know what I mean? I was like, he might gotta holler. He was like, I'm definitely gonna holler. I'm definitely gonna holler. I was like, man, that man got over 50 honey buns fresh out the hole. It's nuts. You know what I mean? He was like, man, man, that joke crazy. My homeboy walked up while we was talking. I'm like, yeah, I was just telling him about home. My celly loaded up that jet with honey buns. He was like, for real. I remember you telling me trying to be the honey bun man in this junk. I was like, man, that's who he is, man. That's who he is, man. I was like, man, that's my celly name, man. That's what we gonna start calling him, man. We gonna start calling him Honey Bun Man. I said, because this man got all the honey buns, man. You know what I mean? So as we talking, I look, I see a dude at my cell who I never really see before. You know what I mean? Like at my cell. I seen him in the block, but I never really seen him at my cell. So I look, he at the cell. He leave from the cell. He got some honey buns. He trying to tuck them jumps. He got 3 glazed jumps, the regular shots. He put the jumps in his pocket. He leave out. You know what I mean? I look, I see a white dude going up the stairs. He go to my cell. I'm looking. He gets some honey buns. Next thing you know, another black dude come to the cell, get some honey buns. My homeboy was like, I'm about to go get me some honey buns then. My homeboy ran up the steps. I look, he come back down with a 5-piece of honey buns. I'm like, man, this y'all crazy, man. So next thing you know, before I know, everybody was coming to get the honey buns, y'all. So boom. I couldn't believe it, man. I promise you, man. I finally went up the cell. When I went up in the cell, I looked. He was like, yeah, look, yeah. You see this? Yeah, you see the dent in this box, right? Yeah, he said, you see this piece of paper right here? He said, how good you know these dudes? I said, man, I just moved in the block. I don't know these dudes like that, bro. This is my first day in this jet. He was like, yeah, but look, no, yeah, I'm gonna get my money one way or the other. That's how I carry. I give people a chance to go ahead and ask themselves out. And you know, I go from there. But I get my money. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my money. You hear me, Weezy? I'm gonna get my money. But you see this right here already, right? I said, what's that? He said, already, I'm about to get ready to go over the number that I had in this box as far as what people owe. And you see, I still got half a box of honey buns left. I was like, man, that's crazy, man. I was like, man, I ain't even gonna lie, man. I said, man, you know what dudes were calling you downstairs? He was like, what? I said, man, they were calling you the honey bun man. He said, he got up off the bed. He was like, huh. He fixed his shirt. He was like, that kind of fit me though. I like that. I was like, you like being called the honey bun man? He was like, man, I mean, I don't like people knowing my government name. He was one of those dudes that had a government name for his name in prison. You know what I mean? Like his first name was his name. You know what I mean? So he was like, I don't like too many dudes knowing my government. I don't like too many dudes calling me by my government. You know what I mean? He said they called me Stowbox dude when I was in one building. He said, now, if I gotta be the honey bun man down here and all I'm pumping is honey buns, then so be it. And so be it. So I'm like, man, that junk crazy. So he doing his thing. I gotta get it to him, man. People was coming in and out of our cell. People was coming in and out of our cell, man. People was coming in and out of our cell to the point where this happened, man. Me and him in the cell, and I'm chilling, like, as he getting money, like, I ain't even gonna lie, like, I'm kind of like, not saying that I was getting anything out the deal, but like, just, I'm in the cell with a dude that's getting to the money. I never really been in the cell with a dude that run that store box like that, you know what I mean? But he ain't store boxing everything. He only store boxing the honey buns. So I'm just watching dudes come in and out the joint, man. Dudes is coming grabbing them buns. Dudes is grabbing them buns, man. Dude come knock on the door. I'm like, yo. He like, who that? I'm like, I don't know. I see an arm like this. I'm like, yo, who that? He was like, he came to the door. He was like, what's up? Oh, trying to holler at your celly. So I look. It's the dude downstairs that they say be running a store box, you know what I mean? Now, I ain't really seen him like that in the pod since I've been in there. Like, I've been trying to view everybody that's in the pod, but this is like my third day in there. And the honey bun man been going bananas with all these honey buns. He been snapping out. So I don't know if this was about the visit at first, but when I see him at the door, he was like, I'm thinking he might be trying to come store box. Now, the dude that's coming up there, kind of slim dude, brown skinned dude, kind of tall dude, you know what I mean? Looked like he was about 30, 31, you know what I mean? He wasn't that old. The honey bun man was definitely older than him, you know what I mean? So this word honey bun man get up, he was like, what's up? You trying to get some honey buns? Dude was like, nah, I'm just trying to holler at you right fast if it's okay. He looked at me kind of like, if it's okay. I'm like, oh, all right, you know what I mean? Took my flip-flops off, put my shoes on. I was like, go ahead. I just stood in front of the door though. You know, I'm out some nosy game. I'm like, they behind me. They in the cell. The door is open. He was like, yo, when I left out, he was like, yeah, look, man, they called me Clarence, man. This is where my celly was like, yeah, they called me Honey Bun Man. I was like, man, this man really loved that name. He was like, yeah, they called me Honey Bun Man. He was like, oh, all right, but look, though, like, I ain't got no problem with you, man, but, like, you know, like, for real, though, like, I ain't trying to come up here and tell you what to do either. He was like, well, what you telling me then? What you saying? He was like, I'm saying that so people that be coming to borrow stuff from you, they might be on me. So I don't want us to have a conflict of interest on store day. That's all I'm saying. Like, you come in here, your first day in this joint, you store boxing, you don't know nobody from a can of paint. I feel like that was a little reckless on your end if you do business on the store box tip. So my roommate was like, what? Reckless? Man, look, man, one thing about me, man, I'm gonna get my money. I'm gonna get my money. One thing about me, I'm gonna get my money. They gonna pay me my money. I ain't worrying about nothing I gave nobody. Anything I give somebody, I can stand to lose it. One thing about it, and I can also stand and come get it as well. So I'm gonna get my money one way or the other. He was like, yeah, I get it. Like, I know you're gonna get your money, but like, at the end of the day though, man, don't be coming in here trying to step. He was like, what? I better step. What? Don't be coming in. What you mean? What you mean? Man, first of all, you in my cell, man. Don't be coming in my cell telling me what to do, man. I ain't even go to commissary yet. Don't be telling me what to do, man. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. He was like, all right, I get that. But look though, man, all I'm saying is don't be messing with nobody that be owing me the money like that. That's all I'm saying. He was like, well, who owe you money? Who? Point them out. Who owe you money? Go in the pod and point them out right now. Dude was like, I ain't pointing nobody out, man. Look, man, just tighten up, man. He was like, man, tighten up. Tighten up, man. Get out my cell, man. Get out my cell. That's when I turned around. I was like, I looked at dude was like, all right. He backed out the jaw like this. He seen me. He was like, all right. You know what I mean? Dude went down the steps, y'all. So boom. I was like, I went back in the cell. I said, hey, yo, what's going on with that? He was like, man, he mad that I'm Honey Bun Man. That's all it is, man. I ain't tripping on, man. He started grabbing stuff off his bed. He was like, he just mad that I'm the Honey Bun Man. That's all it is, man. He was like, hey, watch out, Weezy. He was like, man, that's all it is. He was like, watch out right quick, Weezy. He went to the door. He said, hey, you still gonna do the three-way for me? All right, I got you right here. I got you right here. He went in his bed, went in the box. He was like, watch out, Weezy. And man, two icy whites. He football passed them Jones downstairs. I was like, man, this man paid for everything with Bun Man, y'all. So boom. I'm like, this junk crazy, man. Dude, catch the honey buns. He was like, I got you. He was like, man, look, I ain't sweating that, man. I was like, but you know what he's saying basically is that, you know, dudes might owe him, then dudes might be owing you, so he ain't trying to have dudes like going over. Like I said, anytime dudes talking like that, they might be talking about people that's gonna be playing with that money though. You know what I mean? He was like, man, listen, what I tell you? I said, yeah, ain't nobody gonna play with that money. I said, I get it. But you in the new block. I said, I'm in the new block. I said, we don't know these dudes. We don't know what's gonna go. He was like, man, look, yeah, one thing about it, they can either have a sweet tooth or they can have no tooth. Because if they don't have my money for them honey buns, I'm coming to get my money, Weezy, man. I'm coming to pull up on everybody. And so you ask anybody that know me, when I store box, I go stand out in the park with a laundry bag after they finish that commissary up. And I'm standing right there at the middle of the floor. And I ain't trying to hear none of that running around stuff. I tell everybody that when they come get my stuff. You're going to pay me my money as soon as you get your bag. As soon as it's time to come out, you pay me my money. I'm not waiting on my money. So he said, that's part of the contract right there. So you going to see how it be. Watch. I'm like, man, Honey Bun, man, a maniac, man. He was like, nah, but you got to be like that. And he said, as far as that dude that just came up here, I said, his name Clarence. He was like, yeah, as far as Clarence, man, he better stay out my way, man. He better stay out my way. I'm like, man, that's crazy, man. Like, I never really like seen dudes in the pod beef over honey buns in the store box tip. I never seen that, man. I mean, Clarence made a lot of sense, but my roommate, you know, I guess he can handle whatever he's dishing out to these guys with the honey buns, man. Like, I guess he got it under control. So fast forward the tape to store day come. My roommate sell out of honey buns. He ran out of honey buns. Want no more honey buns. And I promise you, man, this is my word on everything I love, man. We went and got the commissary. After commissary was over with, man, we out in the pod, man. My roommate came out that junk, man. He strapped up. He got his steak boots tied tight. He got on some gym shorts. He got on the blue gym shorts. He got on a freaking sweatshirt with no sleeves. And he out in the pod like this. Foot on the table like this. At the middle table, laundry bag right there. Another laundry bag on this side. The orange laundry bag in his back pocket. He like this. He like, hey, you got something for me, man? I'm right here. Man, come on, man, bring me mines, man. Next thing you know, you just start seeing dudes come from everywhere. Clush, clush, clush. Dudes just start dumping jumps, man. I'm talking about everybody that came to that table, that old my roommate, man. Everybody that came to that table, that old honey bun, man. They was coming with like 8 honey buns or better. I promise you, man. It was like boom, boom, boom. This is my boy. He filled up one bag. He was like, hey, Sally, hey, look, here you go. I was like, what's this? He's like 2 honey buns, the icy whites. Hey, look, take this bag in the room for me. I said, you paying me to take the base, man? Look, yeah, with icy whites, you good. I was like, all right. Grabbed the honey buns, put them joints in my pocket. Man, I was like, I had to pick that joint up like this. I was like, put that joint on my back. I went up the steps like this. I got a bag of icy white, y'all, so boom. He was like, yeah, look, I separate them though. He was like, look, you should watch me fill up these regular honey buns. Watch. He said, dudes owe me all over the pod, man. And I'm watching dudes pay him. Man, I'm watching dudes pay him, man. I came back downstairs, dudes were still dropping off buns. You hear me? Y'all wouldn't think that people eat this many honey buns, man, but I'm telling you, man, honey bun was the snack of prison. It was the snack of prison, man, to the point where after you eat your food, like real, you might eat a soup and chips or whatever the case, but you're gonna want a honey bun or something after that, man. Sometimes, man, if you ain't on your workout crazy, you're gonna want something sweet. And your sweet item is the honey bun, man. I'm telling you, man, dudes, they come out, they'll do, even we didn't have no microwave, man, dudes will cook their honey bun inside of trash can water, man. Like I had a trash can with me. I put my stinger in the joint, and the stinger would be boiling the water. That's how we used to melt our cheese and everything. We used to do that to our food, make our food hotter. You know what I mean? We would put the honey bun on his face like this in the hot water from the stinger will boil the honey bun, and it'll be like it came out the microwave game. You know what I mean? Nice and soft. Man, dudes will be punishing that junk, man. You put the peanut butter on that icy white, nice and soft, man. It feel like a dessert at Baskin Robbins. You hear me? Either that or I'm a fat boy by nature, man. But I'm letting you know, that's how people be eating in that junk, man. So honey buns is like a major item in there. You have dudes in there that really have major sweet tooths. You have dudes in there that eat more honey buns than they eat regular food. So they be like, man, you know what, man? I'm gonna go ahead and go borrow 8 honey buns from this dude and pay him this so I can make sure I got me some honey buns for the week. People eat honey buns like that, man. I promise you, man. When it was all said and done from him collecting, man, like I let him be for a minute, you know what I mean? Like I went and hopped on the phone, like I went over here and watched him play poker for a little bit. Man, when I went back in that cell, man, I looked. Man, Honey Bun Man was sitting in the box, man. He had honey buns everywhere. He was like, man, that's a word. We had cell phones with cameras back then, man. I promise you, man. That video would have went viral, y'all, so boom. Honey Bun Man was sitting in the jaw like, separated. He said, hey, look, I need a favor. I said, what? He was like, huh? I was like, what's this? He was like, 10 honey buns. I said, man, you just gave me 2 honey buns. What's this for? He said, man, I need you to say these honey buns yours right here. I'm gonna give you 25 honey buns to hold in your box. I was like, he was like, just in case they ever run down on this. I'm like, that junk crazy, man. I was like, man, that junk crazy. Dude came to the cell. He was like, yeah, watch out. He was like, here. He threw him 2 honey buns. He was like, all right, that's for the food. That's for the dinner tray, right? He was like, yeah. I'm like, man, this man used them honey buns, man, like he got cash money. Man, I promise you, man, that man was using them honey buns like it was cash money, man. Dudes was just getting paid with honey buns. My man had more honey buns than you can imagine. When I looked and seen all those honey buns in the sale, y'all gonna think I'm exaggerating. I know y'all gonna think I'm exaggerating, but I've seen over 150 honey buns. Now, he had a bunch of honey buns in there in his box when he first got out of the hole, and he flipped them joints. He said the way he did is that he didn't do no 2 for 3s because he just got out the hole. He said he did all. You want 4, he want 8. You want 5, he want 10. If you want 1, he want 2. He did it all like that. It was a pure double up. It was a pure T double up, man. And people was coming to get 4 at a time for 8. Like, he was going bananas. He went bananas, man. I promise you, he went bananas to the point where I sell, and I sell that smelled like Krispy Kreme. I promise you, like, yeah, that Krispy Kreme smell. Y'all know when the red sign is on Krispy Kreme? Man, my word, man, my word, the sale smelled like we had hot donuts, y'all. So boom, my man come to the sale and paid him his money. My man owed him an 8-piece. My man come to the sale and paid him his money. He was like, all right, thanks, young. Yeah, anytime, look. Yeah, look, if you trying to get some honey buns, you better get them while they fresh. Yeah, just let me know. Just let me know. Just let me know. He was like, I got you. I was like, man, I'm just watching. I'm like, man, honey bun man got major motion. This is wild right here. This is wild right here, man. I promise you, I come out the cell, I look, I see the dude Clarence, he's standing like by the bulletin board, like under the TV basically. But he's like this, he got a full view at our cell. He's looking this direction up at our cell. His back is to the wall under the TV, he's standing by another dude, and they looking right up at our cell. So I'm like, I pin him, you know what I mean? When I pin him, I go back in the cell. I was like, yo, that dude looking in the cell, man. He was like, who? I was like, that dude that came up here that got the store boss, the dude Clarence. He was like, yeah, he was like, oh. He was like, man, I ain't worried about him. Man, I ain't worried about him, man. He was like, I got a trick for him anyway, man. I was like, what? He was like, man, listen, I ain't got no problem getting rid of people, man. Straight up, man. And for real, he in my way because a lot of people did owe him. And that got in my way right there. I'm trying to be the only one in here with the sweet items, man. That's what I'm trying to do, man. So I'm like, so what you about to do? He was like, yeah. I'm about to pay somebody to get him out of here. That's what I'm about to do. I'm like, what? As he said that, here knocking the door. It was a young boy, kind of big young boy too. He slept downstairs. I ain't gonna say where he was from, but he wasn't from Tyler. Young boy come to the door. Young boy was like, hey, what's up? Like, he gave Unc the look like, can we talk in front of him? Unc was like, yeah, my cellar cool. He was like, yeah, well, look, yeah. Unc had a separate laundry bag. He was like, here. I tried to count how many honey buns was in the joint, but I couldn't. It looked like over 20, because it was like a bag like this big. I'm like, he had in the joint. Young boy was like, all right, appreciate that, Unc, man. So look, that's what I'm saying though, like, you want me to do it? You want me to do it at the count, or you want me to do it when they go to rec? Unc was like, man, I don't give a damn when you do it, man. Just get that nigga out of here, man. I don't give a fuck, man. Just get that motherfucker out of here. He came up here disrespecting me. He gotta fucking go. He gotta fucking go, man. That's word. Dude was like, all right. Young boy said, all right. Young boy dip out. This word when the young boy dip out. I look, I said, I said, man, same word. You just put some honey buns on a nigga head.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments. Get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.